Tired of waking up feeling stuck, overwhelmed, and chasing motivation that never lasts? In this audiobook, get your exact daily blueprint. 10 powerful things to tell yourself that transform doubt into unbreakable confidence in just minutes a day. Welcome to Audiobook World, your go-to for self-improvement masterclasses in audio form. Dive into this 12-chapter blueprint and unlock 3 game changers: shatter self-doubt forever, supercharge your mindset for instant wins, and build habits that skyrocket your success. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more life-changing audiobooks. Then use the timestamps below to jump straight to any chapter. Imagine waking up each morning to a world that feels heavier than it should. Bills stacking like storm clouds, relationships fraying at the edges, dreams slipping through your fingers like sand. But what if, in the quiet dawn light, you whispered 10 simple truths to yourself? Truths that could shatter those chains, ignite your spirit, and rewrite your story. These aren't empty affirmations, they're lifelines, forged in the fires of real struggle and triumph. Lean in close, my friend. This is your invitation to transformation. Let these 10 things become your daily ritual, and watch your life unfold like a sunrise over jagged mountains. Chapter 1. I am enough. Picture this. A lone figure stands at the edge of a vast ocean at dawn, waves crashing like thunder against jagged rocks, the sky bruised with the fading stars of night. That figure is you. Salt spray stings your face, wind whips through your hair, and deep in your chest, a storm rages, not from the sea, but from within. Doubts howl louder than the gale. Who am I to dream big? What if I fall short again? You've felt it, haven't you? That crushing weight of never measuring up, chasing shadows of perfection that slip away every time you reach. But right here, in this raw moment, something shifts. A quiet voice rises above the chaos, steady as the horizon. It's time to claim the truth that changes everything. Welcome to the first step of your awakening. Lean in. This is where it begins. Today, we start with the foundation of all transformation, the unbreakable core that holds every other truth together. Tell yourself this every single morning with the fire of conviction burning in your voice. I am enough. Not tomorrow. Not after you lose 10 pounds or land that promotion. Right now, in this breath, in this beating heart, you are enough. This isn't some fragile compliment to boost your ego for an hour. It's a declaration forged in the depths of your humanity, a recognition that your worth isn't earned through checklists or applause. It's woven into the very fabric of who you are. Let me take you back to a story that mirrors so many of ours. There was a woman named Clara, a single mother in a small coastal town, her hands calloused from scrubbing floors to keep food on the table for her 2 boys. Every night, after they slept, she'd stare at her reflection in the cracked bathroom mirror, eyes hollow from exhaustion. "You're not enough," the world whispered through unpaid bills and judgmental glances. Lovers left, jobs vanished, dreams of painting, of creating beauty from her soul gathered dust in a forgotten sketchbook. One dawn, broken open by another rejection, Clara collapsed to her knees. But in that despair, a spark ignited. She whispered it, tentative at first. I am enough. The words trembled on her lips, but they landed like roots in fertile soil. At first, nothing changed outwardly. The dishes still piled up, the boys still bickered, but inside, a revolution stirred. Clara began to see herself not as a failure stacking mistakes, but as a warrior marked by them. She pulled out that sketchbook, her fingers shaking as charcoal met paper. Lines flowed. Wild seas, defiant figures, standing tall against the storm. She wasn't waiting for permission anymore. Galleries noticed. Commissions came. Her boys watched their mother rise, not because life handed her ease, but because she claimed her inherent worth. Today, Clara's art hangs in homes across the country, but more importantly, her heart hangs free. I Am Enough wasn't magic. It was medicine for a soul starved of self-acceptance. Now turn that mirror on yourself. Feel the weight you've carried, the inner critic that tallies every flaw like a merciless accountant. That voice saying you're too old, too broken, too ordinary for greatness. It's a lie, born from wounds we all share. Childhood echoes of try harder, societal hammers pounding achieve, or you're nothing. But here's the profound truth. Your value isn't a ledger of accomplishments. It's the quiet miracle of your existence. You woke up today. You breathed. You cared enough to listen to this right now. That's enough. More than enough. You're a universe in human form. Stars and galaxies pulsing in your veins, capable of love that moves mountains and creativity that reshapes worlds. Imagine it vividly. Your body as a sacred temple, not a battleground of inadequacies. Those scars, battle honors from fights you've survived. That laugh line around your eyes, proof of joy carved into your face. Your dreams, even the ones you whisper only to yourself, they're not delusions, they're divine blueprints waiting for your yes. When you affirm, I am enough, you're not inflating a balloon that will pop. You're exhaling toxins, making space for the real you to expand. Science echoes this wisdom. Studies show self-compassion rewires the brain, quieting the amygdala's fear center, flooding you with calm dopamine instead of stress cortisol. But this goes deeper than neurons. It's spiritual fire, a soul-level remembering that you were designed whole, not half-finished. Let this settle in your bones. Speak it now, aloud if you can. I am enough. Feel the resistance. Good. That's the old story cracking. Push through. Repeat it in the shower as water cascades like renewal. Mutter it in traffic when frustration boils. Shout it silently during meetings when imposter syndrome creeps in. Each time, you're rebuilding the foundation. No more building castles on sand, hoping approval holds them up. This is bedrock solid, eternal. Think of the ripple effects. When you embody I am enough, relationships transform. You stop begging for validation and start offering it, drawing people who see your light because yours shines steady. Work shifts. You take risks, not from desperation, but from quiet power. Creativity surges, unblocked by fear of judgment. Health improves. You nourish your body as a worthy vessel, not punish it as a foe. And spiritually, you connect to something vast, a universal energy that whispers back, yes, child, you always were. I've walked this path myself, in moments of my own unraveling. There were nights when failure loomed like a shadow. I couldn't outrun, projects abandoned, promises broken to myself. But claiming I am enough pulled me from the edge. It didn't erase the pain. It reframed it as part of a larger masterpiece. You're on that path now. This chapter isn't just words. It's your invitation to stand taller, to meet your reflection with eyes of grace. As this truth takes root, nourishing every corner of your being, prepare your heart for what's next. You've laid the cornerstone, knowing your worth is innate, unshakable, but a strong foundation needs direction. Chapter 2. Today holds infinite possibilities. Envision a single seed, buried in the cool, unyielding earth of winter, surrounded by darkness so thick it feels eternal. No light pierces through, no warmth stirs its shell. Yet beneath that quiet tomb, life pulses with unspent fury, a universe of potential coiled tight, dreaming of skyward reach. That's you right now, standing at the threshold of another day. You've carried yesterday's soil on your shoulders, convinced the ground is barren, the growth impossible. But feel the tremor, the first crack of light. What if this ordinary morning isn't a cage, but a launch pad? The air hums with promise, whispering secrets only the bold can hear. Hold your breath. The infinite is awakening. Let me draw you into the life of Thomas, a mechanic in the rust-belt heart of a fading industrial city. His days blurred into grease-stained sameness, engines roaring under hoods, bills clawing at his paycheck, dreams of writing music silenced by the grind. 30 years old, and life felt like a locked garage, dim, oily, doors bolted shut. One frigid morning, coffee bitter on his tongue, Thomas stared at the frost-laced window. "What's the point?" the shadows sneered. But something ancient stirred. He spoke it aloud, voice rough as sandpaper. "Today holds infinite possibilities." It felt absurd, like shouting at stone. That instant, his gaze fell on a discarded guitar string in the toolbox, a relic from his youth. Fingers itching, he strung it across a makeshift frame during lunch break, humming a riff born from exhaust fumes and longing. No grand plan, just the pull of now. Passers-by heard the raw melody drifting from the shop. One shared it online. Views snowballed. Gigs followed. Today, Thomas tours small venues, his songs echoing the grit of those garage days. Not luck, but openness. He didn't wait for permission. He cracked the door to infinity. Now, bring this home to you. Feel the drag of familiarity, the same commute, the unanswered emails, the half-forgotten goals gathering dust. Society sells you limits. Too late to switch careers. Markets are tough. You're just one person. Lies, all of them. Science unveils the truth. Neuroplasticity means your brain rewires with every choice, forging new pathways from possibility. Quantum whispers even wilder observer effect, where your attention collapses waves of chance into reality. But strip away the labs. This is soul truth. Each day arrives pregnant with threads unseen. A stranger's word that shifts your path. An idea flashing in boredom's lull. A risk disguised as whim. Paint the picture in your mind's eye. Your morning walk becomes a treasure hunt. Leaves rustling clues, clouds sketching blueprints. That stalled project. Infinite angles await your fresh gaze. The strained call with a loved one. Possibility blooms in a single honest phrase. When you affirm this truth, perception sharpens, routine fractures into portals. You notice the overlooked, the colleague's hidden talent ripe for collaboration, the hobby shelf begging revival, the quiet urge to create that could birth legacy. It's not magic, it's momentum. One step invites the next, snowballs into avalanche of serendipity.
I've lived this unveiling. There were seasons when my calendar choked me, deadlines like vines strangling breath. Mornings dawned grey, possibilities buried under to-do lists. Then the words, "Today holds infinite possibilities." A walk ensued, not planned, leading to a conversation that birthed opportunity. Books half-read called back. Ideas, long dormant, ignited. Life didn't simplify, it multiplied. You sense it too, don't you? That inner knowing, starved but stirring. Feed it. Spick the words as sunlight spills across your bed. Journal 3 wild what-ifs before breakfast. Act on 1. Watch the weave unfold. This truth reshapes everything. Finances flow freer when you spot side hustles in plain sight. Relationships deepen as you approach each interaction as fresh terrain. Health transforms, bodies heal faster, under hope's gaze. Studies confirm, cortisol yielding to endorphins. Spiritually it's communion, aligning with creation's endless renewal, feeling the pulse of a cosmos that favors expansion.
No more squandering dawns in regret's replay. You're the architect now, drafting wonders from ether. Pause here. Let it land. Whisper it. Today holds infinite possibilities. Taste the freedom, the shedding of chains, the stretch of wings. You've fortified your worth. Now you've unlocked the canvas. Satisfaction swells, yet hunger grows, for possibility without mastery of self is wind without rudder. What happens when chaos strikes and you stand sovereign? That's the forge awaiting us. Join me in Chapter 3, where we seize the reins of response, turning trials into triumphs.
Chapter 3. I choose my response.
Thunder cracks the sky open, unleashing a torrent that turns streets into rivers, cars into stranded islands, and your plans into sodden ruins. You're soaked, late, fury rising like bile, as horns blare accusations. The world spins hostile, demanding you snap back, drown in the deluge of what-ifs and whys. But in that electric pause between lightning and roar, a deeper power stirs. You straighten, water streaming down your face, and claim the throne within. This isn't victimhood's flood, it's your moment of sovereignty. Chaos bows to the one who chooses. Feel the shift. The storm is no longer master. Here stands the third truth. Your shield against life's unyielding tempests. Gaze into the dawn's first light and proclaim with unyielding resolve, I choose my response. This isn't passive acceptance or gritted teeth endurance. It's the fierce assertion of your autonomy, the recognition that between stimulus and reaction lies your sacred domain, the space where you forge destiny. Events crash like waves, but you decide if they erode your spirit or sculpt it stronger. No circumstance owns you. Your power lies in the pivot, the deliberate turn toward growth. Journey with me to the story of Raj, a chef in a bustling city kitchen where flames licked high and tempers higher. One night, disaster struck. A faulty oven exploded, flames devouring inventory, his life savings in ash. Sirens wailed, insurers shrugged, colleagues scattered like smoke. Rage boiled, years of sweat vanished in minutes. Why me? Echoed in his scorched lungs. But as dawn crept over the wreckage, Raj stood amid the ruins, fists clenched. Then the words formed, raw and ragged, I choose my response. He could sue, sulk, surrender. Instead he chose reinvention. From those embers, Raj launched a food truck, recipes born of necessity, spicy elixirs from pantry scraps, flavors deepened by loss. Lines formed before opening bell. Media swarmed the phoenix rising. Today his empire spans trucks to tables, but the real feast was in a freedom. He didn't control the fire. He commanded its aftermath. That choice rewired him from reactor to creator, victim to visionary. Now, anchor this in your world. Recall the barbs that pierce, a boss's cutting remark, slicing confidence, a partner's silence widening chasms, a diagnosis dropping like lead. Instinct screams retaliation, retreat, resentment. Yet pause, breathe into that gap. Neuroscience illuminates it. The prefrontal cortex, your executive throne, activates with intention, overriding amygdala hijacks. But this transcends circuits, its sole sovereignty. You're not a leaf in the wind, but the wind's architect. Choose curiosity over complaint, empathy over enmity, action over anguish. Visualize it alive. Traffic snarl becomes meditation, breath sinking with brake lights. Criticism lands, you choose extraction, gold nuggets from gravel. Heartbreak shatters, select the lessons, let shards sparkle as wisdom. This practice alchemizes poison into power. Relationships heal when you respond with listening's grace, not defenses wall. Careers catapult as you choose initiative over inertia. Even solitude blooms when loneliness yields to self-discovery. I know this forge intimately. Once, betrayal gutted me, a trusted ally's knife in the back. Trust incinerated. Fury tempted vengeance, isolation. But I choose my response, halted the spiral. I chose forgiveness, slow burn, boundaries, steel, doors reopened, alliances forged anew, stronger for the tempering. You feel the call too, the untapped ruler within, stirring against surrender. Invoke it daily, in mirror's gaze, amid arguments, atop mountains of mundane. Let it echo through veins like war drum. The fruits cascade. Resilience hardens, not brittle but bendable steel. Joy persists, unmoored from externals. Spirit aligns with higher flow. Choosing love mirrors divine selection. Studies affirm, choosers of response report 40% less stress, vitality soaring. But measure not by metrics. Feel the throne seat, power pulsing. Let this mantle settle heavy, yet light. Speak it now. I choose my response. Savor the liberation storms, tamed, self-enthroned. You've rooted worth, unveiled possibilities, seized control. Yet sovereignty thrives not alone, but amplified by appreciation's lens. What if gratitude turned shadows to beacons? That's our next horizon. Step with me into Chapter 4, where thankfulness illuminates the path ahead. Chapter 4, Gratitude lights my path. Shadows stretch long across a barren desert at twilight, dunes swallowing the last golden rays, wind carving whispers of isolation into the sand. You're there, parched throat, aching, horizon mocking your weary steps. No oasis in sight, no stars to guide, just endless void. Pressing in, the weight of loss, the grind of unnoticed days, it all conspires to dim your inner flame. But halt, kneel, press palms to the cooling earth. Feel the hidden roots thriving unseen, the quiet miracle of life persisting. In this desolation, light ignites, not from above, but from within. Gratitude rises like a lantern against the dark, revealing paths you never knew existed. Your journey doesn't end here. It glows brighter. Step into the radiance. This fourth truth forms the beacon for your soul's voyage. As dawn paints the sky, cup your hands to your heart and affirm with soul-deep reverence, gratitude lights my path. This isn't a polite nod to the good times or a forced smile through gritted teeth. It's a profound alchemy, transmuting the ordinary into extraordinary, the overlooked into lifelines. Gratitude doesn't deny the thorns. It illuminates the roses entwined around them. In a culture addicted to scarcity, this practice reclaims abundance, training your spirit to harvest light from every moment, no matter how faint. Allow me to unfold the tale of May, a nurse in the relentless pulse of a city hospital where nights bled into days amid beeping monitors and fading heartbeats. Her world narrowed to grief's echo chamber. Patience slipping away, exhaustion carving hollows under her eyes, family distant across crowded miles. One stormy evening, after losing a young mother, May trudged home through rain-slick streets, tears mingling with downpour. Nothing left to give, despair murmured. Collapsing onto her threadbare couch, she closed her eyes. A memory surfaced, her grandmother's weathered hands teaching her to count blessings like beads on a string. Tentatively, May whispered, "Gratitude lights my path." She began small, voicing thanks for the hot tea steaming in her mug, the sturdy shoes that carried her through shifts, the colleague's quiet nod of solidarity. No fanfare, just faithful naming. Shifts transformed. In the chaos, she spotted gifts. A patient's grateful squeeze, the rhythm of her own steady breath, the sunrise filtering through blinds like hope's fingers. Energy returned, not borrowed, but reborn. Me started a gratitude circle with her team. Stories shared over lukewarm coffee weaving unbreakable bonds. Promotions followed, but deeper still, joy rooted where sorrow once reigned unchallenged. Gratitude didn't erase the losses, it lit the way through them. Draw this close to your own fire. Survey the landscape of your days, the stack of unopened mail, the mirror's unflattering glare, the silences that echo loneliness. The mind defaults to deficit, a survival relic scanning for threats. Yet gratitude flips the lens, activating the brain's reward circuits. Research reveals elevating serotonin, deepening neural grooves of positivity. More than chemistry, it's sacred attunement, syncing you with life's undercurrent of provision. Spiritually, it's communion, acknowledging the divine hand in the mundane, from the arc of a bird's wing to the warmth of shared laughter. Envision it pulsing alive. Your morning commute? Gratitude for the engine's fume, windows framing fleeting beauties, a heated exchange. Thanks for the chance to practice patience as forge. Even in fracture, a job's end, a love's fade. Name the hidden boons. Space for reinvention. Wisdom etched in pain. This isn't denial, it's discernment. List them nightly. 3 breaths of air, a stranger's fleeting kindness, the resilience that rose today. Watch scarcity shatter. Plenty pours in. Relationships magnetize warmth when appreciation flows first. Creativity sparks as you honor the muse in small inspirations. Body responds, sleep deepens, vitality surges under thankfulness's embrace. From my own shadowed valleys, I've tasted this light. Seasons came when provision seemed revoked, doors slamming, dreams deferred, nights wrestling doubt. Gratitude lights my path, became mantra amid the murk. I named the roof overhead, the friends called piercing silence, the spark of idea refusing extinction. Provisions multiplied, unexpected aid, insights blooming in quiet. Not coincidence, but alignment, gratitude as key unlocking heaven's storehouses. You carry this capacity too, a lantern dimmed, but ready. Ignite it. Speak the words as coffee brews, as feet hit floor. Let them infuse your gaze, turning ordinary to oracle. The harvest unfolds lavishly. Peace anchors amid storms, for what you name grows. Connections deepen, vulnerability met with reciprocity. Purpose clarifies, each grateful step revealing destiny's map. Science nods, practitioners slash depression risk by half. Hearts literally lighter, per studies on vagal tone. But beyond data, feel the soul's expansion, union with the giver of every good, echoing through eternity. Breathe it in deep. Declare now, gratitude lights my path. Savor the glow, the veils lifting, trails emerging. You've claimed worth, embraced possibility, mastered response, now bathed all in thankful light. Yet, light alone doesn't repel, it partners with the vessel carrying it. What if your body became not critic's target, but cherished companion? That's the alliance awaiting. Walk with me into Chapter 5, where we honor the sacred home of your spirit. Chapter 5. My body is my ally. Iron chains rattle in a dimly lit dungeon, wrists raw and bloodied, muscles screaming against unyielding stone, as shadows mock your futile strains. The air thick with defeat, each labored breath, a reminder of captivity's cruel grip. This is how you've treated your own flesh, warden and prisoner in one, warring against curves, aches and years etched in skin. But listen, a key turns in the distance, lock yielding with a groan. Light fractures the gloom. Those chains, illusions of your making. Extend your hand. Feel the strength surging through veins, the resilient pulse defying decay. Your body isn't foe. It's fierce guardian, ready to march you toward horizons unbound. The alliance begins now. Rise. This fifth truth reclaims the temple of your spirit. Greet the morning with palms pressed to chest, feeling the sacred rhythm beneath, and vow with tender ferocity, my body is my ally. No longer a billboard of flaws or battlefield of shame, but a devoted partner in life's grand odyssey. This shift dissolves enmity, birthing harmony where discord reigned. Your form, with its scars and sinews, houses miracles, 290 million cells renewing daily, a nervous system weaving genius from instinct. Honor it, and it repays in vitality, clarity, endurance. This is embodiment's covenant. Nurture begets power. Step into the life of Javier, a construction worker whose frame once betrayed him after a scaffold collapse, left leg shattered. Dreams of marathon running crushed under steel and plaster. Hospital bed became prison. Mirrors cruel judges of atrophy and scars. Useless, he growled at the limp reflection. Therapy sessions fueling rage, not resolve. Months dragged, isolation deepening. Then, one rehab dawn, sweat beading as he gripped parallel bars. Javier paused. Breath steadying, he murmured, "My body is my ally, not denial of pain, but dialogue with healer." He listened, honoring twinges as signals, not sentences. Walks lengthened to hikes, hikes to trails pulsing with endorphins. Nutrition shifted from fuel to feast, greens fueling repair, proteins rebuilding bridges. No extremes, just alliance. Stretching as communion, rest as strategy. A year later, Javier crossed that marathon finish. Not unbroken, but unbreakable. Crowd roaring for the man who befriended his wounds. His body didn't forget the betrayal. It remembered the pact, delivering beyond imagination. Bring this pact to your mirror's truth. Scan the stories you've told yourself. Too slow, too soft, aging thief. Culture amplifies the chorus, ads peddling fixes, scales dictating worth. Yet, biology begs differ. Fascia networks hum with wisdom. Gut microbiome orchestrates mood. Mitochondria forge energy from breath. When you affirm alliance, cortisol plummets. Telomeres lengthen, science's proof of partnership. Spiritually, it's reverence. This vessel channels divine spark, every fiber echoing creation's ingenuity. See it ignite. Morning unfolds as ritual, water first, awakening hydration's flow, movement as dance, joints singing gratitude. Meals become offerings, colors vibrant, textures alive, feeding, not filling. That post-work slump. Allies queue for breathwork, oxygen flooding fatigue away. Intimacy deepens, touch rediscovered, as celebration. Even illness whispers guidance, rest revealing inner reservoirs. Track it, journal how a walk clears mental fog, sleep mends emotional fray, momentum builds, energy cascades, confidence radiates. I've forged this bond in my own crucible. Years ago, chronic fatigue pinned me, body rebel flaring with mystery pains, mind spiraling accusations. Traitor, I seethe. Then the whisper, my body is my ally. Listening began, sleep cycles honored, foods tested like allies in reconnaissance. Yoga wove flexibility where rigidity ruled. Strength returned gradual, profound. Races run, mountains summited not despite the past, but through its lessons. You hold this potential, a body wise beyond words, awaiting your truce. Cascades follow. Immunity fortifies, mind sharpen under physical harmony. Relationships bloom. Presence embodied draws souls near. Purpose amplifies. Energy fueling visions long dormant. Research resounds. Embodied practitioners halve inflammation markers. Joy metrics soaring. Yet truest measure. The mirror's gaze softens to smile. Stride lightens to leap. Let it root now. Proclaim, my body is my ally. Feel the chains dissolve. Partnership pulse. Worth affirmed. Possibility seized. Responses ruled. Paths lit. Now vessel exalted. Harmony reigns, yet thrives not in stasis but surrender. What chains do you still clasp? Outcomes? Others' gazes. Release beckons. Journey with me to Chapter 6, where freedom flows from open hands. Chapter 6. I release what I cannot control. Fists clenched around a fraying rope bridge over a chasm roaring with whitewater fury. Winds howling threats of the abyss below. Knuckles white as bone, muscles burning in desperate hold. Sweat stings eyes, heart thunders. Let go, and oblivion swallows. Grip tighter, and exhaustion claims you. This is your daily torment. White-knuckling outcomes, opinions, timelines, as if control were salvation. But hear the ropes whisper. Feel the bridges sway beneath unforced grace. Open your palms, not defeat, but daring. The current below, it carries you true. Freedom surges in the fall. You've held long enough. Release rushes in like dawn's first breath. This sixth truth liberates the spirit's grip. Face the rising sun, hands unfolding like petals at bloom, and breathe out with resolute peace. I release what I cannot control. This isn't resignation's slump or weakness masked as wisdom. It's masterful discernment, the art of distinguishing your domain from the vast unknown, conserving sacred energy for what truly bends to your will. Control's illusion devours, racing thoughts, strained ties, depleted dreams. Release restores flow, aligning you with life's untamed rhythm, where surrender births unforeseen grace. Enter the world of Lena, a teacher in a windswept prairie town. Her classroom a battlefield of rowdy teens and shrinking budgets. Home fractured by a husband's wandering gaze. Nights dissolved in worry's web. Fix the lessons, mend the marriage, master tomorrow's test scores. Sleepless, frayed, joy exiled. One harvest dawn, golden light spilling across fields. Lena sat on her porch swing, coffee cooling untouched. Exhaustion cracked her open. I release what I cannot control, she exhaled, voice feather-light at first. Teens' choices? Not hers. Spouse's heart? Beyond reach. Curriculum chaos? Universes weave. She pivoted to her circle. Presence in lessons, sparking curiosity's fire. Self-care, weaving resilience. Boundaries drawn with quiet steel. Students leaned in, drawn to her calm. Home steadied, not by force, but space. Opportunities bloomed. A grant for innovative programs. Reconciliation's tentative bridge. Lena didn't orchestrate. She allowed release, didn't halt the storms. It taught her to sail them, sails full of wind, not will. Mirror this to your horizon. Inventory the burdens. A child's rebellion, market's caprice, colleagues' venom, weather's whim. Primal brain hoards control for survival. Yet modern life inflates it to tyranny. Neuroscience unmasked. Rumination floods cortisol, shrinking hippocampus, stealing memory and mirth. Release resets, activating parasympathetic calm, vagus nerve humming harmony. Spiritually, its trusts leap, yielding to the grander current, echoing ancient rivers, carving canyons not by force, but persist. Enliven the vision. Morning commute stalls? Release traffic's tyranny. Breathe into podcast's wisdom. Argument flares? Let go their words sting. Hold your truth steady. Project delays, free the timeline, infuse creativity unbound. Journal it, name 3 surrenders daily. Outcomes, judgments, futures, watch lightness dawn. Sleep claims you swift. Decisions crystallize, clear. Relationships breathe, space invites authenticity over manipulation. Creativity erupts, unhindered by musts. In my own tempests, I've clutched till bloodied. A venture cratered despite all toil, partners bailed, funds evaporated, blame cycle vicious. Control it, ego demanded. Then release. I release what I cannot control. Focus narrowed to next step. Not salvage, new paths. Unveiled, alliances unexpected. Lessons minted gold. Provision arrived sideways, richer for the unclenching. You bear this key too, palms itching to open. Invoke it amid anxiety's coil, before bed's replay, in prayer's hush. Let go becomes lifeline. Reverberations amplify. Peace permeates. Immune sentinel strengthened. Per studies, releases halve chronic stress markers. Purpose sharpens. Energy funneled true. Connections purify. Trust replacing transaction. Mystically, alignment sings. Surrender as co-creation with infinite design. Doors swinging on unseen hinges. Anchor it here. Utter now, I release what I cannot control. Palms open, breath expands. Burdens lift like mist. Foundation solid, possibilities infinite. Responses sovereign, paths aglow. Body allied, now unburdened. Liberation pulses, yet growth hungers. Not comfort's cradle, but edges sharpening. What blooms in tension's grip? Venture forth to Chapter 7, where discomfort unveils your truest strength. Chapter 7, Growth awaits in discomfort. Flames lick the edges of a blacksmith's forge, heat warping air into shimmering waves. Hammer poised over glowing steel that screams under first strike, sparks flying wild. Metal yielding not in defeat, but defiant reshape. You stand there, sweat slicked, heart pounding against the anvil of fear, every fiber urging flight from the blaze. This is discomfort's crucible, the presentation throat tightening, the gym's burn devouring pride, the unknown road forking sharp left. Retreat tempts sweet, but lean in, feel the tempering, weakness molts like old skin. Strength forges not in ease's lap, but fire's embrace. The hammer falls again, your evolution roars alive. This seventh truth tempers the soul's edge. Meet the morning's chill or warmth, with gaze unflinching, and affirm with warrior's grit. Growth awaits in discomfort. No evasion of pain's edge, no bargain for comfort's throne. This is deliberate pursuit of the stretch, where potential cracks open like geode's heart. Discomfort signals not danger, but invitation. Muscles tear to rebuild denser, minds fray to weave wiser, spirits crack to pour forth light. In a world peddling ease, this vow courts the raw forge, harvesting resilience from resistance. Witness the arc of Sophia, a software coder in silicon's pressure cooker, code lines blurring into insomnia, promotions dangling like mirages. Imposter's whisper choked her. Stay safe, stick to familiar scripts. A pivotal project demanded public demo spotlights hot, executives hawk-eyed, her prototype riddled with unknowns. Nausea rose, cancellation beckoned. Dawn before, mirror fogged by breath. Sophia locked eyes with trembling self. Growth awaits in discomfort. She growled low. Not blind charge, but prepared plunge. She rehearsed in empty rooms, voice cracking, then steadying. Sought mentor's brutal feedback, ego bruising purple. Demo day. Glitches snarled, questions pelted like hail, heart hammered. But she breathed through, improvising live fixes under fire. Applause thundered, not for perfection, but persistence. Promotion landed, team leads followed, confidence no longer borrowed, but bone deep. Discomfort didn't break her, it unveiled the architect within, code and courage intertwined. Tune this forge to your flame. Audit the retreats, that networking event, stomach knotting, salary negotiation tongue-tied, hobby revival rusting unused. Evolution wired us for comfort's cave, dopamine chasing quick wins, yet plateaus breed stagnation. Science spotlights truth. Hormesis, stress doses, spark adaptation, BDNF surging for neural bloom, mitochondria multiplying under strain. Spiritually, it's sacred friction. Friction births pearl from grit, lotus from mud, echoing creation's labor pains, yielding galaxies. Breathe it vivid. Workouts quiver, growth's greeting, fibers lengthening legend, difficult dialogue looming, relational roots delving deeper. Failures sting post-risk, compost for wisdom's guard. Ritualize it. Name one discomfort weekly. Cold shower shocking awake. Book challenging worldview. Pitch unpolished. Track the afterglow. Clarity sharpening. Capacity expanding. Relationships evolve. Vulnerability forging intimacy steelier than surface chat. Careers vault. Innovation thriving in tension's grip. I've danced this fire myself. Launching solo amid skeptic smirks. Pitches bombing spectacular. Solitude amplifying doubts to thunder. Comfort cooed retreat. Instead growth awaits in discomfort. Steeled spine. Iterations brutalized. Feedback flayed. Breakthroughs dawned, sweat earned. Ventures soared. Not despite scars, but sculpted by them. Your inner smith awaits, hammer rise. Metal hot, destiny glowing. Summon it, post-alarm. Eyeing the hard choice. Mid-meal, choosing broccoli over balm. Eve's reflection celebrating survived stretches. Waves compound. Immunity hardens. Per studies, deliberate stressors, slashing illness odds. Purpose ignites. Mediocrity's chains vaporized. Mystically, alignment with growth's divine pulse. Universe expands in Big Bang's blast. Souls in trials temper. Joy roots not fleeting, but forged enduring. Seal it fierce. Declare, growth awaits in discomfort. Feel the spark leap. Sinews strengthen. Horizons hurl wide. Pillars rise. Worth rooted. Days boundless. Choices crowned. Gratitude beaming. Body partnered. Controls cast. Now growth gripped. Tempered tall. Yet power amplifies through giving's echo. What if kindness circled back tenfold? Press on to Chapter 8, where ripples birth revolutions. Chapter 8. Kindness returns. Multiply. A single pebble skips across a still pond at dusk, ripples unfurling in perfect circles, each wave kissing shorelines distant, stirring leaves long dormant, awakening frogs from slumber, echoing into twilight's hush. You hold that pebble, your words, your gesture, small as a breath. In a world armored with hurry and hedge, it tempts to hoard the toss, fearing splashback barren. But watch, the circles widen, return not as echo, but amplification, lapping back warmer, fuller. One act seeds symphonies. Your hand hovers, skip it, feel the universe lean in, ready to multiply. This eighth truth weaves the golden thread of connection. As morning light filters soft, press hand to heart, and proclaim with gentle fire, kindness returns multiplied. Not transactions tally or doormats drain, but soul's boomerang given freely. It arcs back laden with harvest. In isolation's age, this vow dissolves, divides, proving generosity's math defies scarcity. One smile begets alliances, One aid unlocks abundance. Kindness isn't expenditure. It's investment in the human web, where your thread pulls others toward light. Step into Elias's quiet saga. A barista in a rainy coastal cafe, steam rising from espresso machines like unspoken sighs, patrons hunched over screens, worlds walled off, bullied in youth for his stutter. Elias armored, thick, minimal words, averted eyes, survival's curt nod, tips trickled, loneliness pooled. One drizzly shift, a regular crumpled receipt in frustration, muttering at spilled coffee. Elias paused, no script. Ear fresh one on me. Rough mornings deserve grace. Words halting but warm. The man looked up, barriers cracking. Thanks, kid, means more than you know. That pebble skipped. The regular returned with stories, then introductions. Job lead at his firm, friendships branching. Elias practiced compliments to frazzled moms, extra warmth for the lonely elder, listening ears for dreamers. Stutter softened in kindness's flow, confidence bloomed, cafe buzzed, tips swelled, owner promoted him manager, but richest return, community woven, wedding invites, shared suppers, a family not blood but bond. Elias didn't chase reciprocity, he cast kindness, reaping orchards from seeds. Reflect this mirror to your mornings. Tally the withholdings, snappy retorts, swallowed pride. Doors let slam in rush, praises choked by envy. Primal wiring guards, resources, yet oxytocin floods in giving. Science's bond hormone surging empathy circuits, forging trust neural highways. Spiritually, it's divine mimicry. Creation pours sun on just and unjust, grace cascading unearned. Kindness reveals your role, conduit, not container in life's grand exchange. Visualize the cascade alive. Elevate a stranger, love your scarf, bold color. Watch posture lift, conversation spark, opportunity. Cow worker fumble, solid effort, next one's yours. Loyalty lodges deep, struggling neighbor, grocery bag carried, story heard, neighborhood knits tighter, aid circles back in crises. Scale it, random coffee paid forward, chain igniting strangers' days. Track ripples, journal kindnesses, note boomerangs, unexpected favors, doors flung wide. Relationships transmute transactional to tapestry. Careers climb on goodwill's ladder. I've hurled these pebbles in my drifts. Amid cutthroat circles, generosity risked ridicule, mentoring rivals, celebrating others' wins. Isolation tempted. Instead, kindness returns, multiplied, guided. Alliances formed, unlikely. Collaborations birthed breakthroughs. Solitude yielded to circles' warmth. Harvest exceeded seed, endorsements unasked, joys shared manifold. Your spirit holds this power, fingertips tingling with potential. Invoke, amid irritation's itch, checkout lines drag, mirrors judgment. Give first, receive, flooded. Compounding marvels unfold. Health thrives, givers log lower blood pressure, longer lives per longevity probes. Purpose pulses, legacy etched in changed lives. Mystically unity dawns, kindness as echo of infinite source, multiplying through vessels willing. Joy settles native, not chased. Claim it, resonant. Breathe. Kindness returns, multiplied. Sense the pebble arc, ripples embrace. Edifice towers, enoughness, possibilities, choice, gratitude, alliance, release, growth. Now generosity's glow, radiant realm, yet inner compass calls next. What voice whispers truest, amid clamor? Advance to Chapter 9, where wisdom within awakens fully. Chapter 9, I trust my inner wisdom. Deep in an ancient forest at midnight, moonlight shafts pierce canopy like silver arrows, illuminating a lone wolf circling a shadowed glade. Ears pricked to whispers only, it hears rustle of prey, shift of wind, pulse of earth beneath paws. The pack bay's distant commands, maps drawn by habit's trail. Yet the wolf pauses, nose to ground, inner compass spinning true north, amid chaos. You are that wolf, adrift in life's thicket, external voices howling louder than instincts hush. Tune inward, feel the knowing stir, ancient as starlight. The path reveals not in clamor, but quiet certainty. Trust dawns. Follow. This ninth truth awakens the oracle within. As first light kisses your eyelids, place hand over solar plexus, that sacred hub, and affirm with unshakable poise, I trust my inner wisdom. No outsourcing to crowdsourced opinions or algorithm sway. This is reclamation of your innate navigator, honed by life's ungentle tutelage, sharper than any app or advisor. Inner wisdom speaks in gut flares, dream fragments, sudden clarity's piercing fog, in doubt's din. This vow silences static, aligning actions with soul's authentic arc, birthing decisions diamond cut for destiny. Unravel the tapestry of Nora, a corporate climber in glass tower sprawl, spreadsheets her scripture, mentors her gods. Ladder rung by rung, she chased C-suite glow, sacrificing sleep, sidelining art's old flame, ignoring the hollow gnaw beneath triumphs. A merger loomed, promotion's golden ticket. Colleagues urged yes, data screamed, seize. But nights before, unease coiled serpent tight, visions of paint-splattered canvases haunting boardroom reveries. Dawn cracked, Nora faced her reflection, voice steady. I trust my inner wisdom, not rebellion blind, but reckoning deep. She meditated amid city roar, journal pouring unfiltered truths. Joy fled in numbers chase, creativity choked, wisdom whispered pivot, resign reclaim studio, leap terrified, landing lush. Freelance illustrations bloomed for brands hungry for soul, income matched old salary in half time, freedom's canvas infinite. Nora's trust didn't predict, it propelled, turning inner voice from whisper to roar. Life realigned, partnerships authentic, health radiant, legacy painted not printed. Hold this lantern to your labyrinth. Catalogue the drownouts, social scrolls dictating desire, peers pressuring paths, fears fabricating shoulds. Evolution gifted this wisdom, limbic system, scanning threats, subliminal right brain, weaving holistic hunches. FMRI lights it, intuition activates faster than logic, precortex integrating unseen patterns. Spiritually, it's divine hotline, higher self-channeling source code, every soul preloaded with blueprint unique, render it radiant. Dilemma forks, quiet room breath anchor, question posed, what feels true? Body signals, expansion yes, contraction caution. Morning ritual, 5 minutes silence, insights captured raw. Career crossroads, wisdom favors fulfillment over facade. Relationship rift, inner ear discerns red flags from growth pains. Nurture it, nature walks attuning senses. Solitude sounds screens, sharpening signal. Track triumphs, journal wisdom wins, patterns emerging prophetic. I've heeded this voice through veils. Crossroads crushed me once, safe job versus soul-stirring venture friends forecasting flop. Outer logic chained, inner fire freed. I trust my inner wisdom unlocked doors, risks, ripened rewards. Authenticity magnetized miracles. Your compass calibrates now, needle quiver true. Summon amid meetings melee, choices crush, nights quandaries, Trust becomes trajectory. Echoes enrich. Decisions accelerate. Regret evaporates. Studies show intuitives halve decision fatigue. Bonds deepen. Authenticity repelling superficial. Vocation vivifies. Flow states frequent. Cosmically, synchronicity surges. Universe conspiring with aligned intent. Signs winking confirmation. Imprint it eternal. Proclaim, I trust my inner wisdom. Sense the inner light flare. Path crystallize. Citadel complete. Enough. Possible. Chosen. Grateful. Allied. Released. Groaned. Kindled. Now navigated. Sovereign soul. Yet anchors drag from yesterday's holds. What wings freedom grants. Glide to Chapter 10, where forgiveness launches you skyward. Chapter 10. Forgiveness sets me free. Massive iron ball and chain drag through ankle-deep mud. Each step a sucking mire of vengeance's weight. Blisters bursting, breath ragged, as thorny brambles tear flesh. Horizon mocking with unreachable freedom. Years chained to this anchor, betrayals etched like scars. Grudges festering poison in veins. Stealing sleep, souring sunrises. The key dangles inches away, glinting in morning dew, but fury fists it shut. Extend trembling fingers, turn it, snap, the chain falls, mud releases grip, wings unfold beneath skin. Not for them, but you. Lightness surges, skies summon. Forgiveness isn't absolution gifted outward, it's your prison demolished. Break free. Soar. This 10th truth shatters bondage hold. Greet the dawn with open palms facing skyward, tears perhaps tracing cheeks, and declare with liberated exhale, forgiveness sets me free. No erasure of wounds or cheap truce. This is sovereign reclamation, severing the tether that drains your vitality, allowing energy to flood forward, not fester backward. Grudges are thieves, robbing presents for past's ransom. Forgiveness evicts them, restoring your essence whole, for self and others alike. It's the great unburdening where mercy mirrors your soul's deepest design. Enter the shadowed path of Khalil, a merchant in a labyrinthine bazaar. Spices his fortune until a partner's deceit gutted savings ledgers cooked, gold vanished overnight. Family-facing streets, rage became religion. Plots of ruin, sleepless vigils at rival's door, health crumbling under hate's acid. Children watched father fade, wife wept alone. One eclipse dawn, minaret shadows long, Khalil knelt amid ruins, heart fracturing open. Forgiveness sets me free, he rasped to empty air. Not justice waved, but self unchained. He began inward, forgiving young self's trust, misplaced, naivety's toll. Then outward, letter penned, not sent, words releasing venom. Bazaar rebuilt, modest, honest trades, loyal kin drawn near. Partner faltered alone, karma's quiet court. Khalil's empire regrew wiser, laughter returned to hearth. Vitality bloomed, late blooming roses. Forgiveness didn't restore gold, it minted inner wealth. Chains dissolved into wings carrying unforeseen heights. Turn this key in your lockbox. Survey the rusting irons, parents cutting silences, echoing shame, friends blade twist abandonment, your own stumbles replayed in merciless loop. Psyche clings to grudge for protection's illusion, yet cortisol chronicles confirm. Unforgiveness inflames arteries, erodes immunity, ages cells prematurely. Forgiveness flips script, endorphins cascade, immune T-cells rally, heart rate variability harmonizes. Spiritually, its genesis echo. Source forgives infinitely, inviting you to image that flow, breaking generational curses mid-chain. Picture, liberation vivid. Mirror, ritual. Name the wound, I forgive the lie that shattered trust. Watch shoulders drop, chest expand, Past bosses sabotage. Free it, claim your ascent unhindered. Self's ancient error, wasted youth, broken vows. Embrace as tuition paid, wisdom's forge, daily dose. Evening exhale, 3 releases, breath carrying burdens skyward. Relationships resurrect, old rifts, mend when you lead with pardon. Creativity unleashes, no critic's ghost, haunting canvas. Body lightens, strides quicken unencumbered. I've wielded this key through personal cataclysms, a confidant's treachery, raised foundations, secrets weaponized, isolation absolute. Vengeance veiled as justice consumed, then dawn's whisper, forgiveness sets me free. Process scorched, letters burned unsent, meditations raw, liberation landed, new circles pure, purpose purified, past powering not paralyzing. You clutch your key to links groaning under disuse. Turn it amid anger's flare, bedtime's brooding, conflicts wake. Freedom isn't future tense, it's now's exhale. Tides transform. Peace permeates cellular studies. Chart grudge holders' halved lifespans versus forgivers' vigor. Joy authenticates, unshadowed. Vocation vaults, energy undivided. Divinely, cycles complete. Forgiveness, as portal to received grace. Universe's ledger balanced in mercy's ink. Etch it indelible. Voice it. Forgiveness sets me free. Chains clatter forgotten. Horizon beckons boundless. Temple complete. Enough, possible, chosen, grateful, allied, released, grown, kindled, trusting, now unbound. Zenith, touched, yet crescendo builds. These truths, woven, what symphony plays eternal. Press to the finale, where your revolution resounds forever. Chapter 11. I embrace the power of now. A colossal hourglass towers before you in a vast, echoing chamber, sands cascading relentless from upper globe to lower abyss. Each grain a stolen second slipping through frantic fingers, past regrets swirling in the vortex above, future phantoms taunting from the void below. Your hands claw at the narrow waist, desperate to dam the flow, heart racing as time's tide engulfs. But step back, breathe. The power pulses not in holding back the pour, but claiming this instant's grain, warm and alive in your palm. Sands halt their tyranny. Eternity folds into now. You've chased shadows long enough. Anchor here. The revolution lives in the present breath. This 11th truth crowns presence throne. As sunlight first warms your face, ground your feet firm to earth's embrace. Eyes closing to savor the moment's pulse, and affirm with centered might, I embrace the power of now. No longer prisoner to memory's chains or tomorrow's specters. This is deliberate immersion in the vivid real, where life's essence thrums undiluted. The mind wanders 47% of waking hours, studies reveal, stealing joy from under nose. Now reclaims it, forging aliveness from awareness, turning ordinary instants into sacred portals of potential and peace. Walk with Aisha, a violinist in symphony's gilded hall, bows once dancing fire across strings, until stage fright's grip silenced her solo, notes faltered, critics carved, career teetered, rehearsals became hauntings, past flubs replayed, future flops forecasted, fingers numb to strings song. Audiences dwindled, spirit starved. One rehearsal eve, bow trembling, Aisha set instrument aside. Auditorium empty, she stood center stage, dawn's light slanting gold. I embrace the power of now. She breathed, tuning not to fear, but felt vibration. Wood's warmth, rosine's scent, breaths rise. Practice bloomed, scales played one note. Holy, presence amplifying tone's depth. Recital returned, spotlight, no enemy, but ally illuminating flow. Critics raved nuance reborn, tours spanned continents, but truest symphony played within, anxiety exiled, artistry unchained. Aisha didn't rewind time, she resided in it, each stroke a now-made masterpiece. Illuminate your own sands. Audit the drifts. Emails half-scanned in autopilot, meals gulped sans taste, loved ones' words lost to mental wander. Evolution primed vigilance for saber-tooth, not spreadsheets. Prefrontal wanderlust scatters focus, spiking anxiety per scans. Presence rewires. Mindfulness thickens cortex, shrinks amygdala, floods dopamine pure. Spiritually, it's Eden's echo, paradise lost in fruit of forethought, regained in apple's bite, divine now where creation continually unfolds. Envision it electric. Coffee sip, now's velvet roast, steam curling prayer, child's laughter. Presence catches timber's joy, etching memory indelible. Meeting grind, anchor in colleagues' eyes, ideas sharpening live. Ritualize. Breath bells. Inhale now. Exhale drift. Body scans tracing sensations map. Walk sans phone. World awakening sensory feast. Relationships ravish renewed. Conversations dive deep. Intimacy igniting touches truth. Productivity soars. Tasks crystalline in undivided gaze. I've navigated this hourglass gale. Deadlines drowned me once. Proposals pending. Past misses mocking. Futures fraying nerves. Scatter reigned. Then I embrace the power of now recentered. Fingers flew true. Insights pristine. Deliveries dazzled. Flow became frequent. Life luminous not labored. Your now awaits unveiling. Grains gleaming invitation. Invoke amid distractions pull. Rushes roar. Quiets lure. Presence isn't pause, it's proportion. Cascades crest. Stress plummets. Practitioners halve cortisol. Vitality vaults. Creativity cascades. Innovations birthing in undivided stream. Mystically, timelessness touches. Now as eternal now. Union with source ceaseless is. Purpose permeates every pulse. Seal it sovereign. Declare, I embrace the power of now. Sands still. Aliveness awakens. Pantheon pulses. Enough. Possible. Chosen grateful. Allied released. Grown kindled. Trusting freed. Present. Summit scaled. Yet finale fuses. All into forever flame. Cross with me to chapter 12, where your daily truths ignite eternal. Chapter 12. I am the architect of my destiny. A lone mountain peak pierces storm clouds at summit's edge. Lightning forking wild across blackened skies. Gales shrieking defiance as you claw the final ledge. Fingers bloodied on granite, lungs searing. Every fiber forged through valleys crossed and tempests braved. Below sprawls the world you've traversed. Chasms of doubt leaped, rivers of release forded, fires of growth endured. No path led here by chance. Your hands carved it, step by defiant step. Now crest breaks free, sun crowns the chaos, vista infinite unfolding. You stand not survivor, but sovereign creator. The storm yields, your destiny bows. Claim the blueprint, build eternal. This 12th and culminating truth crowns your sovereignty. As dawn's full glory bathes your form, arms wide to heaven's vault, voice resonant with Creator's command, proclaim, I am the architect of my destiny, no victim of fate's cruel dice or pawn in cosmic game. This is your ultimate vow, weaving all prior truths into masterpiece of will. You hold the compass, chisel canvas, enoughness as foundation, possibilities as frame, choices as beams, gratitude as light, body as vessel, release as space, growth as strength, kindness as bond, wisdom as guide, forgiveness as wing, presence as spark. Destiny yields not to whim, but deliberate design. Journey one final time with Marco, a fisherman adrift on life's roiling seas off rugged cliffs, nets empty for seasons, village whispers branding him cursed, after storms claimed brother and boat. Despair's undertow pulled, tavern stupors, family fraying, dreams of deeper waters drowned in salt defeat. Peaks of promise glimpsed in youth, captaincy, horizons vast, faded to fog. One tempest eve, waves battering hulls remnant, Marco lashed to mast, lightning etching brother's final smile. I am the architect of my destiny, roared over gale, not plea but pledge. Rebirth ignited, repairs dawn by dawn, skills sharpened on foreign voyages, village elders consulted for charts unseen. Nets recast with innovation's stronger weaves, deeper drops, bounty swelled, it grew from one weathered skiff to armada, blessing shores, Marco's legacy. School for youth sailors, harbors rebuilt, family thriving in abundance's wake. Destiny wasn't granted, it was drafted, inked in sweat and vision. Prior truths his drafting tools. Now survey your blueprint entire. From chapter 1's enoughness rooting deep, through possibilities expanse, responses reign, gratitude's gleam, bodies bond, controls cast off, discomforts forge, kindness's cascade, wisdom's whisper, forgiveness's flight, presence's power. Each beam interlocks flawless, culture pedals passivity, fate decides, lotteries lure, scrolling steals agency. Yet neuroscience crowns you architect, reticular activating system spotlights, sought realities, neuroplasticity sculpts per focus, mirror neurons, blueprint shared triumphs. Spiritually, its genesis renewed. Let there be echoes in your throat, co-creating with infinite blueprint, universe bending to aligned intent. Visualize the edifice alive. Morning rite, stand tall, recite the dozen, as pillars rising, feel structure solidify, energy electrify. Day's canvas, challenges not roadblocks but invitations to draft anew. Setbacks, red lines, not ruins. Relationships, collaborators in grand design. Legacy, blueprint shared, mentoring minds to build their own. Track the towering journal weekly wins, visions manifesting material, momentum mounts, synchronicities surge. Opportunities orbit your orbit. I've drafted amid debris. Ruins once leveled me, ventures vaporized, trusts torched, self shattered to shards. Passivity tempted tomb, then I am the architect of my destiny rose ruinous. Blueprints redrawn, skills restacked, networks reknit, visions vaulted skyward. Edifice endures, impacts rippling realms unforeseen. Your drafting table gleams ready, tools tempered true. Invoke, at crossroads call, ambitions ache, reflections hush. Architect your awe, symphony swells, health harmonizes, vitality vaulting decades. Prosperity proliferates, abundance automatic. Mystically, oneness orchestrates, destiny as dance with divine draftsman, every line luminous. Joy, native architecture, built to last eternities. Eternalize it. Thunder, I am the architect of my destiny. Peak conquered, blueprint blazing. Journey complete. 12 truths fused unbreakable. Carry them dawn to dusk, revolution realized. Your world awaits redesign. Build boldly, my friend. The summit was just the start.